hopes that he found a baby in a trash can. I bet that exploded. Francis DiMenno. Francis DiMenno will be supporting him.
I'm the wrong hero. I came in second in a stupidity contest. You want to know why? Because I was stupid. I can't even keep my goddamn mask on. And if this mask falls off, you all must die, because whoever sees my true face cannot live. Welcome to Central Square, the doormat of Cambridge. I'm going to tell you about a few of the things I hate. Gas stoves that burn the hair off your arms when you try to light them. I hate gas stoves. I hate bread and circuses. Why don't they open a store next door called Gladiators and Lions already? And I hate McDonald's. Why don't you go to Australia and get your kangaroo meat at the source, huh? And Burger King. Why don't we just drop a pocket nuke on the rainforest and get it over with already? Radio Shack. Hydrocephalus dwarves on stools can't even punch a simple 7-digit number on their portable computers. They want to sell me a home security system? Or ghetto teenagers pickpocket and shop with everything they got in store. They want to sell me a home security system for my home in the suburbs? Thanks, but no thanks, Radio Shack. And I hate Purity Supreme. They get all the sweepings from Haymarket and from the trash bin at McDonald's, and they put it in a little cellophane package and they sell it for 69 cents a pound. And I hate it. I hate all the heroes. Because I'm the wrong hero. And I'll tell you what hero I really hate. Superman. If Superman is so super, why doesn't he come down here? I got a little surprise for him. I'm gonna walk up to that spit curl fascist goon, and I'm gonna say, hey Clark, I borrowed your car while you were gone. Do you have any problems with that, huh, Clark? And I hate Batman. A millionaire who fights crime. Isn't that special? To be so goddamn rich, why doesn't he give all his money to all the criminals, and then there wouldn't have to be no more crime, and he wouldn't have to walk around like some drug-crazed transvestite in an idiotic costume? And I hate Dick Tracy. Warren Beatty is too old and fat to be jumping on the backs of 30s automobiles. And I hate technocratic maniacs. These are the kind of idiots who name their kids C-3PO, Chewbacca, and Yoda. These are the kind of idiots who have a bumper sticker that reads, I pray for you to cellular life. These are the kind of idiots that worship crystals. They put pop rocks in their tongue because they think it's going to get them high. I use pop rocks. They eat a hole right through my tongue. Want some? Didn't think so. Women. I'm sick of women telling me what to do. I used to use women as an outlet for my frustrations. Now I use them as an inlet for my neuroses. And I ain't gonna have no kids. No sirree, not me, not the wrong hero. Because I'm a cult of one. The buck stop here. I hate the Boston Herald. Go on the subway sometime and watch some old guy in one of those hats with the sweatbands all faded away, with a little fly fish in the sweatband, reading the Boston Herald, picking his nose, digging for crude heads, and reading Howdy Carr. I hate the Boston Herald. And the only reason people don't read the Boston Globe on the subway is because it's not safe to sleep on the subway. And I hate the Phoenix most of all. On one page they're talking about stopping with power. On the next page they have full page ads for salad bars. I hate them. And I hate Harvard Square. Yuppie brats cramming greasy cheesecake down their insatiable maws. Elsie's, 1/4 pound of arteriosclerotic fat. Tommy's, cigarette smoking Harvard undergraduates playing pinball and putting down their feathers. I hate all those places. And Harvard University always has to be #1 in everything. They'll never admit to being #2. They always have to be #1. Most homeless people living on campus, Harvard University. I hate computer stores. Semi-literate wonks with bites and rams on their brains. Why don't they just shoot a static flipping Provincetown already? I got nothing against gay people. How could I? I'm a man who wears a dress. Wake up already. But if I have to hear about Judy Garland one more time, and if I have to sit in ground zero drinking 40-weight oil with a bunch of diesel dust, I'm gonna puke all over my dress. And I hate teenage drug users. Why don't they grow up and take their medicine like the rest of us? My life is rage, mirages, despair, and not giving two shits about nothing. I'm the obnoxious, pouting adolescent in us all. My two-fisted motto is, gimme! I crop up the cheap nihilism of aggressively ignorant pop culture. I hate MTV. A rock star's ego is not the center of my universe. I hate Mexico City. I was gonna go visit Mexico City, but I put my lips around an exhaust pipe and breathed out for 20 minutes. And I hate Vikings. Mead-swilling, befuddled oafs with scratchy red beards who couldn't even outwit a bunch of half-literate savages who live on the Bishop Corner who were spooked at the side of the wheel. Where the fuck are the Vikings now, huh? Are there any American Indians out there? You don't want to be an Indian. Get wise to yourself. Indians are poor. Indians got disease. Their filthy teepees smell like gopher shit. They eat fat dogs and palomino ponies. And they all came across on Bering Strait. They're not even American. They swam. They didn't have any hair on their bodies, so they glided across the water like little porpoises. And I hate circuses. Elephants and bears chained to stakes. Manic-depressive chimpanzees with names like Bobo and Simba playing handball with their own shit. I hate circuses. And I'm all for dwarf tossing, just so long as it's the right dwarfs that are being tossed. Gary Coleman, Sean Penn, and Michael J. Fox. And I hate poetry coffee houses. Little weirdos with little pointy beards wearing berets and smocks and crunching on croissants. Why don't they all go to Paris and throw themselves off the Eiffel Tower? There's no use for them anyway. And I hate comedy clubs. Brain-dead 28-year-old yuppie poppies pissing away junior's college fund on margaritas with sissy umbrellas and lukewarm Mexican bladder juice. I hate comedy clubs. I hate Buffalo, New York. Blizzards, mosquitoes, and the biggest cultural resource is Cleveland. And I hate Chicago, all the worst qualities of Akron, Wheeling, Pittsburgh, and Detroit all rolled into one big stinking fat sweaty arid ball. And I hate San Francisco. People in San Francisco are communists and traitors of the lowest sort. And I hate New Orleans. New Orleans, where they'll kill you with their shoes on your feet and they can figure out how to untie the laces. And I hate Washington, D.C. All the best liquor goes straight to Washington, D.C. And you can bet that I'm going to be heading down there on the first thing smoking, brother. You better believe it. And I hate Boston. Psychopathic bellboys lurk in hotel corridors just waiting for opportunity to blackmail you. Hate Boston. Now, I love my country. Don't get me wrong. But I despise the chumps that pay the taxes to run it. And I hate the rich people with perfume under their arms who want to go around not smelling like ordinary folk. And I hate hippies who think marijuana is going to solve all the world's ills. They listen to WBC and they think the greenhouse effect is good for growing pot. They stick their tongue out whenever there's some acid rain in the vicinity. I hate bosses who preach the value of hard work and then pay you in nickels and dimes. Thank God Central Square. I hate everybody. Everybody hates me. I hate celebrities and politicians. They're always pushing you out of their way. When you try to drink from their drinking fountains, they push you out of their way. I hate them. And I hate children. Children who want to prove that you're part of the gang and different from adults by buying everything that the adult world puts on television and pitches to the intellect of a 5-year-old moron. I'm not willing to sacrifice my amoral principles just to have children. No, sir. And I hate Jesse Jackson. Here's a man who makes his domestic policy statements in iambic pentameter. And I hate junkies because they don't share their drugs. And I hate competitions in which I lose. I never went to bed with an ugly woman, but I woke up with all of them. And I hate teachers. What did teachers teach you anyway? How did teachers teach you how to walk down the street without some bozo coming up to you and knocking your choppers so they go skittering along the tarmac? No, teachers don't teach you that. And I hate Ben and Jerry's ice cream with all their communist flavors like Sandinista Crunch and lemon sherbet. Why don't they get a man's ice cream? Why don't they get Corona with real flecks of tobacco leaf? And I hate Australians. Ex-convicts who bugger dingoes and make the world's worst beer, and for that they can never be forgiven. I hate carrot dolls. They eat turd chicks. They got bad breath. Their voices are annoying. And they get up to all the garbage before I do. And I'll tell you what I really hate. Cute penguin mascots. Die, 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 die. I grew up in a nuclear reactor. I spit fire and gravel. I don't give a shit about any of you. I'm the wrong hero. I'm the ecologically unsound hero. And the faster you pollute the planet so it becomes uninhabitable, the more room there will be for me. I hate you all. That's one thing that's right about this here world. Talented men like him. Let's give him a hand. Everything I learned in kindergarten was wrong. You know what I do? I steal. I break toys. I eat like a pig. Because I'm the wrong hero. Hero of Central Square. I hate everybody and everybody hates me. I'm always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Everything I do is wrong. I keep being second in a stupidity contest. Why? Because I was stupid, that's why. I had a banquet for Thanksgiving. It was a banquet, frozen turkey TV dinner. I stuck it in the oven. I preheated it to 2,000 degrees to get rid of all the rats and roaches in there. And I whipped it out in 3 seconds and I ate it, aluminum foil and all. I'm the wrong hero. I hate all those cute and fuzzy little things. I hate them baby on board stickers. I got me a sticker on my car. It says, I have no children, my life is meaningless, so go ahead and run me off the fucking road. And I got a braille bumper sticker. It says, if you can read this, you must be blind. Hey, any of you ever get pulled over by a policeman?
Yeah.
Would you admit it to a man in a dress?
Why are you wearing a house coat?
Well, the policeman is my friend. All of my friends carry handguns in their socks. hate circuses. Evil ringmasters with long black mustaches, cracking whips and critters chained to stakes. Alcoholic clowns with whiskey breath, far out there unicycles. Manager present chimpanzees play handball with their own trumpets. I hate circuses. Are there any American Indians out here? Hey, 1965, all of you would have had your hands up. What is it? You ashamed of our Indians? Just because they're poor? Just because they got disease? Just because their filthy teeth smell like gopher shit? Just because they eat fat dogs and paleo ponies? Just because they sleep on old army blankets? They all came across on that Bering Strait. They're not even Americans. You got nothing to worry about. Get back those army blankets, you thieving redskins! Now. You know something? I hate Ben and Jerry's ice cream. 1% of their profits go to peace. That's communism! Why don't they get rid of their communist flavors like lemon and crunch and Sandinista sherbet? Why don't they get American ice cream? Why don't they get Korean brother with real fucks in the back on it? Why don't they get Mexico City juvenile delinquent paint thinner rag flavors, huh? You know what else I hate? Dolphins. I want to just ask you one question. Is a dolphin gonna come to my house and fix me into a fish sandwich, huh? Any dog owners out there? Anybody have a little pet doggy? You want to give your little doggy a treat? Throw a bouillon cube in the toilet bowl. You know what else I hate? Bonsai trees. Whose idea was this? Is this so toy poodles have a place to piss? Is this so dwarves can live in tree houses? Huh? Why don't you go to the Star Market or your Almax and get yourself some $1.49 pound broccoli? Save yourself $98.51. That's a bargain. You know what else I hate? Carrots. Carrots. They improve your vision at night. Right, just when you need it the most. When you're asleep. Anybody know what caveat emptor means? Caveat emptor. It means your head is a giant sucker. It means you have the IQ of a ceiling fan. Tell you what else I hate. I hate algebra. Let X equal your signature. Why are you still illiterate? Z, algebra puts me to sleep. I hate it. I hate Concorde jets. What a brilliant idea. Rip holes in the ozone layer so fat cats don't get jet lag. Brilliant thinking. You know what I like to do? For fun, I like to go to them Weight Watchers meetings and leave chocolate farts in the vestibule. Oprah Winfrey is the only woman in the world who could make falling off of a diet into a moral crusade. I'm gonna go to the supermarket and I'm gonna put Weight Watchers stickers on all them Sara Lee cheesecakes, just on the off chance that Roseanne Barr might be stacking in the aisle. Saddam Hussein wants to get the atom bomb. He wants to get the atom bomb. He wants to get the atom bomb so he can turn the Middle East into a desert wasteland. Brilliant thinking, Saddam. E equals MC squared, genius. I'll tell you, I've been all over this country. It stinks. You know what I like to do for fun? Pay my taxes in counterfeit money. Try it sometime. Your life will be a whole lot more interesting. I was in Pennsylvania the other night. You know what they do in Pennsylvania? When baby starts crying, they put chewing tobacco between his toes to soothe his teething pains. That's their idea of a folk remedy. I hate Southerners. Whenever Southerners get mad at me, they always talk about you're taking a shit. What are you doing around here anyway, boy? I hate Southerners. board just itching to fill a hole before you can say, try that, Clark. And I hate the Midwest, because I hate farmers, because they're a conspiracy, because they control our nation's food supply. Whose idea was this? See how who shackled the rusted tractors control our nation's food supply? I'm gonna plant some undercover crops and smoke these jokers out. And I hate Kentucky. What's the principal import of Kentucky?
Ruby.
Junkies. And what's the principal export? Pork rinds. Say it. Come to Kentucky, home of junkies and pork rinds. Who needs it? I hate Kentucky. And I hate Anglicans. Tweedy, inbred Brits with horsey teeth who think they're smarter than Catholics. What a distinction! Compare and contrast. Founder of Catholicism, Jesus Christ. Founder of Anglicanism, Henry VIII, the bearded one who couldn't even get his first wife pregnant. Tell me whose side you'll be on come Judgment Day. I hate the Jehovah's Witnesses always come up to your house. Friend, do you know what the most important book in the Bible is? That wouldn't happen to be the book of Revelation now, would it? Didn't think so. I'm sick and tired of hearing about chronic fatigue syndrome. I tried to join the Optimist Club, but I knew they wouldn't let me. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that I had death tattooed on my forehead at the time. The older you get, just when you think you've seen everything, you develop cataracts. Some people go through life as happy as a clam. Answer me one question. What does a clam have to be happy about? Does it brag to the other clams? Does it say, somebody just cut my heart out and threw it in a vat of boiling pig fat? It ate me. I wouldn't brag if I was a clam. All these minorities saying that they're victimized. There's one minority that they never talk about, though. The Vikings! Bearded, meat-swilling, pot-bellied O's. Couldn't even outwit a band of half-naked Aborigines. In the year 2040, the white race is going to be a minority. Are they going to come up with degrading white ethno-stereotypes? Those white people, they listen to quiet music in the privacy of their own homes. They drive expensive cars, they drink hot chocolate before they go to bed, and they always have their mothers tuck them in. And I hate the ultimate caricature of the white race, Baby Huey. A 6-foot-tall retarded duck, whose idea was this. I went down to hell the other day. Devil was driving around in a Mercedes-Benz, had a bumper sticker on the back of his car. Asked me about my eternal torment. There was Judas doing 45 in a travel lane. Old beat-up 1968 Volkswagen. On the back bumper, which is just barely hanging on there by a thread, he had a bumper sticker, and it says, "How can you betray our Lord?" Just let me get down to a few more things that I hate before I introduce our opening act. I hate kumquats. Why is it when you go into Chinese restaurants, the Chinese people just don't give you a big pile of poison and tell you to eat that rather than stick around their restaurant and take away their tables for the customers? Kumquats, evil little orange things, and they're weight-known sugar in this hideous ghastly syrup. I hate it. I don't remember. My neighborhood was tough. We didn't use ivory soap. We used anti-ivory soap. It was black. It sunk to the bottom of the tub, but it was really good for your skin. The old ladies in our neighborhood were so tough, they used to say, "Help me, I've fallen off of my Nordic track and I can't get back on." If I was president, I'll tell you what my campaign slogan would be if I was running for president. He used drugs in college, but he only used them several thousand times. Isn't that reason enough to elect me? If that's not, I'll tell you one more thing I'd do. I'd walk up to Gorbachev. If I was president, I'd walk up to Gorbachev. If I was president, I'd walk up to that Soviet slave master with a king bag, and I'd say, "Gorbachev, I'm going to wipe that stain right off of your head."
Were your parents brother and sister?
Well, you want to address the wrong hero? Stand up and state your name.
Yeah. If I had to stand up, I might have bad gas. It might move people out in a big hurry. So.
What's that? You got a gimme leg? Is it festering? Is it festering? Gangrene? Are you gonna give us all gangrene? That's my job, because I'm the wrong hero. And I thank you all very much.
Get the gas.
Now it's time to bring on women and their overlap.
When I was 5 years old, I saw a falling star. When I was 5 years old, I thought that meant the world was going to end. When I was 5 years old, I saw a jet plane. I was lying on the back. Of some lady's porch. And I asked her if that meant the bombs are gonna fall. When I was 5, my father took me out to the country. And taught me how to fire a pistol. My Uncle Anthony took me out in the forest and taught me how to spit. Later that night, we looked up at the sky and saw the stars. The sky looked like a frayed black net
suffused with light. I asked my father if there were stars in the city. And my Uncle Anthony told me to stop asking so many stupid questions. Still later that night, they left me in front of the campfire with a 1-pound bag of marshmallows. I pretended I was gobbling up the stars. And ate every last one of them. And grew very sick. And to this day, I have not eaten another toasted marshmallow. And this provided me with a very valuable lesson. But I'm still trying to figure out what it is. If you have any suggestions, kindly write me a letter and tell me. The prize for the best suggestion will be a 1-pound bag of marshmallows.
Mother box with a direct line to all organic matter. With this, I hold both the life and the anti-life equation. Because I am the wrong hero. And this is my dance. That's better. I went to the dentist, and she said, "You ought to brush your teeth more. Even once would be an improvement." I am the wrong hero, and I am here to announce that I am an alien. The good news is, the bad news is I have come to destroy and conquer your feeble planet. The good news is I have much to teach you. The bad news is I'm not gonna. I married the alien. The good news is, she will devour me in my sleep. And the better news is, I won't have to pay any alimony. I have the wrong hero's health insurance. It pays you when you're healthy. If you're sick, it doesn't give a damn. I used to do drugs it's medicine. Can't you tell? Is Star Trek a soap opera for nerds? I like the slogan of the Republican Party. The Republican Party. Kill the lower classes. But I like the slogan of the Democratic Party even better. Democratic Party even better. Yes, kill them unless they're union. Last Thanksgiving, I had a banquet. A banquet. A banquet, frozen turkey, turkey, turkey. I stuck it in the oven at 2,000 degrees, get rid of all the rabbits and roaches, and it was done in 3 seconds. I called my parents. I said, boy, all we ever talk about is food. All this talk about food is killing me. You're killing me. It's not right to eat all that food. Why do you make me eat all that food? By the way, Aunt Acid, I'm hungry again. Do you have any dessert? Do you need any help with the dishes? I'll be right over. Do you have some fruit? My dog is hungry too. I'll bring her. Has the Jello set yet? I ate my doggy bag. Are there any more scraps? I'll tell you what. Instead of talking about eating, let's put the leftover turkey in the blender and we'll drink it. Thank you very much. People in Boston are talking about the wrong hero. People in ACI are talking about the wrong hero. People in Leavenworth are talking about the wrong hero. People on the prison planet Zog are about the wrong hero. I made up some bumper stickers. They're historic bumper stickers. Like, I break for the Whiskey Rebellion. Ask me about the Haymarket riots. Honk if you were in the bonus army. Honk if you're a migrating goose. My psychiatrist said, what's your problem? I said, everybody hates me. And my psychiatrist said, no, it's your imagination. I said, everybody hates my imagination. I'll give you an example. Before I came on, I used a drug, the wrong heroin. It makes me reliable. It makes employers want to hire me. It makes me vivacious. I'm friends with all the nerds in town. And I can drink. Oh, and I go to the bathroom 3 times a day. I went into Toscanini's ice cream down the street. And, you know, it was a standard middle America scene. Grandpa orders vanilla. Grandma tuts and orders chocolate just to be wicked. I walk up there and I say, meow! Give me 1/3 of a quart grapefruit sorbet, 1/3 of a quart ginger snap molasses, 1/3 of a quart coffee, and 1/3 of a quart coffee cappuccino almond bark cookie dough chewing tobacco. She said, will there be anything else? They always say, will there be everything else? In a hospital, will there be anything else? Yes, I just came down with a case of tuberculosis, thanks to you. I'll be having some of that. I was in a group, a rock and roll group, as you kids call it, called the Diabetic Archies. Surely you've heard our hit, Saccharin, Saccharin. Back with our sensitive cover of No Sugar Tonight. The Diabetic Archies. I was reduced to appearing in the high status occupation of bands because I didn't go to a real college. I went to a matchbook college. You see, one day
I was smoking my 50th cigarette of the day and hanging around the corner drinking beer from a paper can. And I looked at this matchbook and it said, earn your high school equivalency diploma at home, so I did. And it said, earn your degree from a prestigious Ivy University at home. And I did, mostly. And it said, earn your graduate degree at the Sorbonne at home. So I did. Until finally, I had taken all the courses on the matchbook. Then I walked into the job employment place and I said, I'm a graduate of 128 matchbook universities. And he said, very well, we have just a job for you. Since you are so eminently qualified, we have decided to put you in charge of our Department of Matchbook Manufacturing. You can be the factory foreman since you know every single little box on the goddamn matchbook and you fill them all in. There is no moral to this story. I also invented the Miller Time Machine. The Miller Time Machine, it only goes back. So I hear a smug, complacent, I hear that you people eat dogs. Is that true? Oh, okay, sorry. Well, because I always hear it's a dog-eat-dog world. You see, I built a doghouse for a school assignment. But when I came in to hand my homework the next day, I said, the dog ate it. And the teacher said, well, bring the dog in. And I said, I can't. The dog is in the doghouse because the doghouse is in the dog.
So what did she say?
Well, there's more in this leitmotif after I finish electrocuting myself. See, my dog had a nasty habit. He used to drink out of the toilet. Maybe that's because I threw a bouillon cube in there. So I broke him of that habit, and now he pisses in the sink. And it's not a wholesome sight for the children to see, so we got rid of the children. And the dog had his 21st birthday, and for his 21st birthday I gave him his very first beer. And he got so excited that he ate the cake and he ate the candles, but not before he set the house on fire. So now we live in the forest, and you know something? That damn dog still eats better than I do! Sorry. The reason why these jokes aren't funny is because I'm from Tennessee, birthplace of Chumley the Walrus. Now it's time for WDYS, your dyslexic station. We don't play music, we play anti-music. Long stretches of silence interrupted by intermittent bursts of noise. Such as that. Welcome to WDYS. We're continuing our coverage of the college mixer at the University of Bridgeport. There's a tasteful striped pajamas motif, and a picture of Reverend Sun Myung Moon is being worshipped. Here's something to say when you go into a bar and someone says, "Hey buddy, you're drunk." You say, "Well, at least I'm not in the closet." That's good. Okay, I got a few things I want to pass on to you.
Indian jokes.
Indian jokes, yes. My house was built on an Indian burial ground. How do I know this? Oh, maybe it was the army blankets with cholera and the peyote buttons in the shape of bingo markers that tipped me off. I don't know. You know, you can't please everybody because they wouldn't all fit in here. It would be the black hole of Calcutta all over again. What kind of fiend would want to please everybody anyway? Sounds vaguely lascivious. You can't pleasure everybody. Any movie with 3 friends in it, one of them always dies. Blue Collar, 3 friends, one of them dies. Any movie with 3 friends. You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, but you catch more flies with bullshit than you catch with honey and or vinegar combined. Because you know, if it's on television, it must be on television. Carrots improve your night vision just when you need it the most, when you're asleep. And now I'd like to present the hero of Oz. Ignore that curtain behind the man. Thank you. And now, it's a wonderful hero. Please, Mr. Gower, hurt my sore ear again. Thank you. Hey, another time the dog ate my homework, but you know what? The assignment was to find out what the dog ate. So what do you suppose I did? Nothing. Actually, you know what I did? I took him to the Frankenstein pet training salon. See, where, Frankenstein just tears his arm right off and says, "Here, Fido, fetch." And Dracula gets that pit bull that's been affixed to the leg of the postman for 47 days and slowly drains the strength out of him until the pit bull becomes a vampire pit bull. But then it has to be put down anyway, you know, with a silver stake. Can you spare $1 to eliminate world hunger for one person? And while you're at it, can you spare another $1 to eliminate world thirst? While you're at it. You know, I hear that God is so conservative, he wears 2 neckties, 5 neckties, 10 neckties. You know, I hear God has a big neck. Another time, I wrote an essay, Why I Love Cats. The next day I said to the teacher, the dog ate it. Another time I brought in my religion homework, and I had to tell the teacher, the God ate it. Then I brought in my Korean homework. One time I had the assignment to help a cat give birth. Sure enough, the dog ate my homework. I wrote a book, it's called Compulsive Reading, a Must Read. And volume 2 is called History of Dust, also a must read. I walked into the store, I said, "Do you have shrimp?" They said, "No, we have giant." I said, "Do you have crabs?" And they said, "Used to." I said, "Do you have rice?" And they said, "Don't know yet." I grew a monster as a science project, but the next day I had to go into class and tell the teacher, "I'm sorry, but my homework ate the dog." Does anybody here drink V8 juice? Never? Nobody? I drank it once, and you know what it's like? It's like going down to the salt lake and plunging your hand into a slab of salt, and then going in and having a salad bar. Who needs this anyway? I pay $1 for this? Not in your life. Werner von Braun. Wow, I could have had a V8. Because he had the V1 and the V2. When Santa Claus comes to my neighborhood, he has somebody watching his back, because one time he came to Central Square and he said, "Ho, ho, ho." And somebody said, "Who are you calling a hoe?" And now I'd like to
represent the Wrong Heroes 12-step D program. For your friends who've been through the 12-step programs, the Wrong Heroes 12-step D program. First step is that you hire a girl to tell the guy when he takes his first drink how witty it makes him. And then when he takes his second drink, you hire a girl to tell him how courageous he is. And then the third drink, you hire a woman to tell him how witty he is, and then how sexy and how good a driver, and how handsome and ethical and disciplined and prudent and successful. And then you have a priest come up and tell him that God likes him better because he drinks. And then you have like a whole crowd of people from work come up and say, hey, you have good breath now that you drink. And then finally, you have this stunningly beautiful romantic member of the opposite sex come up and say, I adore the puke you left on the bar in lieu of a tip. I have a bumper sticker. It's in Braille. It says, if you can read this, you must be blind. I wanted to join the Optimist Club, but I knew they wouldn't let me. And now it's time for Dr. Lucky and Mr. Charms.
Charms, I have withstood this long enough. Now, with my magical powers, I will twist them into garbage. No, wait, it's not magical, you just... No, marshmallow stars.
That was called Autism, a game two can play. Doing a movie, it's called Batman returns his Batmobile to the garage for a lube job. It's only 3 minutes long. It's on a double bill with Miranda warning. It's also 3 minutes long. The description reads, a suspected felon is warned of his rights. I, an alpha male, have been emasculated by your technology, or so my computer tells me. Be sure to watch out for Home Alone 3, Fantastic Voyage. We journey into Colin McCauley's body as two amiable but bumbling thieves try to make off with his Colin. I was at death's door. The doorknob was shaped like a skull, so I stole it. And then death caught me, and I said, what are you going to do to me? I'm already dead. Instead of punish me, death sent me back to this living hell. I'm the wrong hero, and I can't dish it out, but I can take it. I say, there's no use crying over spilled milk. Do you see cheese sweating over spilled tears? Come to Einstein Acres. If you lived here, you'd already be home, relatively speaking, at Einstein Acres. Einstein Acres, where the smart people live. This Christmas, if your girlfriend's an existentialist, why not give her a disengagement ring? A ring that shows you just how much you're detached from the futile void of the surrounding premises. The disengagement ring. And now it's time to teach you a lesson you'll never remember. What was I saying? I'm all ears. Kill me. I've never had a normal life. Every time I try to clean myself, my head caves in. Because I'm all ears. I'm working
working on a self-help book. It's going to make me a millionaire, but I refuse to publish it. Now it's time for 3-card Monte. Yo, 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 yo. It is about time that I left your squalid planet in its insignificant affairs. Do not think for one moment that I will fail to notice the identities of all who have left during my lengthy, nay, interminable tirade. I'm not a vengeful man, but when I find out who's been spreading these rumors about how wrathful I am, I'll hunt them to the ends of the earth. There's something wrong here, right? You are beginning to bore me. Can we have some music, please?
Would you sign a blank check for me? You're not as big as you look on television. My kid writes funnier jokes than you. I'm the wrong hero. Men call me Death, the destroyer of worlds. But you can call me Deathy for short. I wrote an unauthorized autobiography. It's called The Story of a Schizophrenic. I am one, I am two. I'm the wrong hero, and I have come to destroy your Earth comedy. People say to wrong hero, I don't like your Because I'm the wrong hero. I go to the politically incorrect ice cream store. I say, give me 1 pint sperm whale, 1 pint dolphin, and 1 quart Mexico City car exhaust fumes flavor, please. And can I have a taster's spoon of chewing tobacco? On the way over here, I was on Route 44, and somebody had a sign on their lawn that said, free manure. And I thought, one of those crazy political type people, I guess. Free manure. How much would you charge for it if you were charging for it? And how would you decide how much to charge for manure? What would you say? This manure comes from contented cows. That's $1 a pound. I don't know. I'd like to do some impressions for you. An astronaut during re-entry. And now, a speedometer. And now, a fireplace. And now, Doris Day. And now a dishwasher. And now Yogi Bear in the Joey Buttafuoco story. Amy, why do they call you Amy? You have a lousy Amy. Gee, I don't think you should do this, Joey. But let's go to my hotel room and eat salami sandwiches all day. And now the Flintstones crossed with Cheers. Flintstones! Leave the Flintstones! We're There's more to that, but I don't think you're ready for it yet. So, I'd like to put in this word for Filthy Midget Mart. Filthy Midget Mart, right down the street from Purity Supreme. We have nothing but filthy midgets, toiling in vile, filthy cellars, selling disgusting garbage type stuff. And now this word for White Cloud. White Cloud. The leading brand. Of course, the leading brand is Six, Ross, and Dirt. And now this word for Leona Helmsley Medical Alert. Help me, I'm a felon and I can't get off. I hate it when you're a security guard and people come down the hallway going, guard, guard! I say to them, hey, you don't see me going, victim, victim now, do you? I'd like to do an impression for you. Moody Moodpecker. Are you here for the music tonight? Earthmen and women? How do you spell that? Is it W-O-M-Y-N? Not here. Well, I'll do my prize-winning medley for you. Ricky, don't lose that number. Send it off in a letter to yourself. I wrote a letter to myself. It said, Dear Wrong Hero, you're great. Sign me. And then I wrote back. I wrote, That summoner found his thrill on Blueberry Hill. If I went 300 pounds and I saw a hill made of blueberries, I'd get a pretty large charge out of it myself. And now I'd like to end my set, as I traditionally do, with a rendition of Joe Cocker's "You Are So Beautiful to Me." I must leave you now, because you are beginning to bore me, because you make me nervous, because you are evil, 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 evil. Kid Brother will be up next. Would you share them with a man in a muumuu? This is a Ralph Lauren, okay? This is my evening job, right? I don't got a day job, can't you tell? But I wrote my resume, and it reads in part, I'm the wrong hero, and this is my resume. Do you hear me? Mine! So get your filthy, greasy hands off of it! For I have seen you lurking behind the file cabinets, eating greasy bags of potato chips. I've seen you in the employees' lounge fondling crisp little bags of French fries. I spent $20 to have this printed on cream-colored paper, so get your hands off it, because it's mine. Needless to say, I got the job. I love this place. If Howard Hughes ever decides to build an airport here, this would be the perfect hangar or something. Or we could have one of those virtual reality windows and make it look like there's actually a seashore here. You have yourself a nice little fish place. The reason I'm here, my apartment smells like cat piss. And the hell of it is, I don't have a cat! My apartment came furnished, which is great, because I wouldn't want to have to go out and buy cockroaches. Are they big? I'll tell you how big. They Pepsi. I say, no way, man. Some of you might recognize me. I invented a car that runs on blood sugar. Of course, you might not recognize me. I lost 300 pounds on a drive from Albany. Lucky thing I picked up that hitchhiker. I also wrote children's books for a living for a while until they turned down my masterpiece, Winnie the Shit. I invented a religion for dogs. It's called Heel. The Old Testament's one word, Sept. And the New Testament is two words, good boy. Paid my taxes? Well, actually, no. What I did was I sent the IRS a picture of money, and on the back of it I wrote, this is the money you would have gotten from me if you had had it in your heart to treat me with 1 ounce of human decency, dignity, and compassion. But since you were incapable of doing so, you can go whistle for your money! You can heart and heart! Thank you for letting me get that out. Does anybody here have a Saturn car? By applause. Okay, does anybody have a bicycle? Or do you have one of those Flintstones cars with the stone wheels and, runs on? Nobody has a Saturn car? Okay. I'm trying to guess, what kind of cars do you guys have? Mickey, what's that farmer you drive? T-Bird. Oh, okay. There's a T-Bird. Hey, I bought a T-Bird once. It had a rust hole on the driver's side. And I said, hey, that's $500 worth of damage there. And the guy says, that's not a rust hole. That's a cat door. I ought to charge you extra for that. Sucker. Everybody has these baby on board stickers. I got me a sticker for my car. It says, I have no children and my life is meaningless, so go ahead and run me off the fucking road! And my kid in the back seat's like laughing. And he wears a little t-shirt that says, Daddy is a liar. Well, actually, the kid said his first word yesterday. He's a chip off the old block. He said his first word yesterday. I got some nice bumper stickers on my car. Honk if you've betrayed our Lord. Ask me about my eternal torment. And David Koresh is my co-pilot. I'm just getting warmed up. I was watching those television evangelist shows, and they're always saying, friend Politics are sports for people who are too fat to run. And this is true. The circus is coming to Providence. I love the circus. Evil ringmasters cracking whips and critters chained to stakes. Alcoholic clowns with whiskey breath falling off their unicycles. Manic depressive chimpanzees playing handball with their own makeup. I used to go to the Congress if I wanted to see all that. Just watching on C-SPAN every day. Why do I have to go to the circus and pay $18? And why do people say eat carrots? They improve your vision at night. They improve your vision at night. Just when you need it the most. When you're asleep. And they say an apple cleans your teeth. Well, so does a hand grenade. And they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. What I want to know is what kind of fruit keeps policemen away? Because you know, one time I was driving down Webster Street. Luckily I had a four-wheel drive, or else I would have never made it. I was like, it was like Archie's jalopy, Look up, we'll be there in a minute, Mr. Weatherby. Archie, you just lost your radiator. Uh-oh. Is there somebody here who owns Webster Street and they're getting angry because I'm insulting it? The man who owned Webster Street. I got my suspenders. It's up in my chest. Oh, the man who owns Webster Street. Oh, damn. Oh, John Wayne. Geronimo. And Sergeant Rock all rolled into one. I'm the man who held Webster Street. Well, anyway, I was doing 70 and I got stopped by a policeman. And when that happens, I like to play a nice little game called Nice Victim, Mean Victim. So I said to him, sure, and what's a police superintendent like you doing pounding the beat, Captain? And he said, why were you speeding? And I said, I'm sorry, but I was pretending that the accelerator was a policeman's head because I was sucking on a cube of LSD and I wanted to get home before I melted. Officer, coffee and donuts sitting and picking your ass up 30 points of 4 Sir? And he said, we'll let it go this time. And I'm going to let this go this time. But you might not be so lucky next time. Because, I performed to a crowd of 4,000. Okay, it was an anthill. I think now would be a good time to bring up the band. But I've got another 15 minutes to do. I'd like to read Webster's Dictionary to you now. All right, I'm out of here. I love you too. But you know something? You're beginning to bore me. Because you make me nervous. Because you're sink them.
Remember, kids, if you must ride bicycles, pretend they're cars.
I know how you kids love to get pointless advice from your elders.
And by the way, what are you doing out this late anyway? How many times have I told you? You're really asking for it. That's your problem. You didn't think.
Who do you think you are around here? King Farouk? If somebody hits you, just ignore it. You're too young to work, but you're not too young to horse around. Knock off that racket. Oh, you're sorry. Well, sorry isn't enough. What do you think your punishment should be? I'm going to put you to work. That's what I'm going to do. That'll stop your shenanigans, your horseplay, your monkey shines. You don't know what hard work is. Because life is mostly hard work, and that's the way it is. It's not the heat, it's the humidity. You have no common sense. Better luck next time. Better late than never. What's up? What it is. Looks like you're caught between a rock and a hard place. Kiss it goodbye. I'm out of here. It's not what you know, it's who you know. There's no business like show business. When are you going to stop stuffing yourself all the time? Where did you get that? This is true. You don't buy beer, you rent it. Trust me, and don't worry. You must be as mad as a March hare. That's key. You can do whatever you put your mind to, except maybe have a brain transplant. Well, you know they say, it's a free country. It's all relative. This too will pass. Exactly. Had enough for you? It's for your own good. Someday you're going to thank me. Just wait till you have kids of your own. We're here to go. We're doing it in your own best interest. The wages of sin is death. Don't let the tail wag the dog. Stop, look, and listen. Cross at the green, not in between. And when you're on your bike, wear white. Duck and cover. Watch out for pepper gas. It's a gasser. Now you're cooking with gas. No sweat. No pain, no gain. Cut me some slack, Jack. Jack. Put it back. No balls, no blue chips. That's awesome. You'll rue the day. Go team. In like Flynn. Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. You going out to score some brewskis? That's not worth the paper it's printed on. Count your blessings. Laugh and the world laughs with you. We're not laughing with you. We're laughing at you.
Put that in your resume and smoke it.
Was that good for you? I wrote my resume on an ice cream cone, but the personnel office didn't have air conditioning. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Ooh, that's cool.
Are you gonna play hide the salami now?
No, the horizontal rumba.
Let's go and charm the 18-foot python of love. Let's get hammered. Let's get schlammered. Let's get wasted. Let's get sloshed. Let's get incapacitated. Let's get inebriated. Let's get toasted.
No thanks, I'm too old to join the military.
I got so drunk last night it wasn't funny. Have a heart. Do you want to lay some pipe? You're demoted. You've got what it takes. If you don't like it, lump it.
What if you don't lump it?
I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. My girl's got legs that are 2 miles long. She's got creamy white thighs. Well, you know what I say? Look before you leap. Sure, you're right. Now, ain't you smart? You get on my nerves. And let me tell you, I got nerves of steel. You're nothing but small fry. And I got some advice for you. When the big boats get in the water, the little boats get out. But I don't want you to say a word against my brother, cuz he ain't heavy. He's my brother. Have a cup of cheer. It's biodegradable. It's a matter of principle. I went to my high school reunion. I wanted to go see where I had carved my initials. But the principal was wearing a toupee. Because you know what I say? Get there the firstest with the mostest. Be the hostess with the mostest. Because nice guys finish last. Only the good die young. Winners never quit and quitters never win. And something about a guy who likes to come in second is a loser. That's right, a good loser is a loser. A good sport is a loser.
And a tie is like kissing your sister.
And some games are like kissing your brother. You'll get what you deserve. Every dog has his day. Death before dishonor. But remember, discretion is the better part of valor. Semper Fi. You can run, but you can't hide. So quit your gold bricking. Blood is thicker than water. Are you half-hearted? Hold on just a minute. If you get them by the hearts and minds, their balls will surely follow. Because it's the thought that counts. Don't paint yourself into a corner. Be sure and keep me posted. Be thankful for what you got. Don't give up the ship. Push yourself. Be all that you can be. Because if you don't be what you can be, you'll be a pushing up daisies. Unless you're fresh as a daisy. You know, you're enough to drive me to drink. But you can lead a horse to water. Yet you can't make him drink. You're going to say, what's the point of all this? It wasn't even funny.
You can lead a horse to water, but can you stop him from drinking?
Well, it might not be funny, but it's sick. I'm a leg man. The third time's the charm. Bad luck for you, good luck for me. I don't want to belong to no fly-by-night organization. I want to be alive and kicking. Cheese it, the cops. It serves you right. It's as good as gold. It's award-winning. Why do you gotta rock the boat all the time? Why can't you fit in line? Why you always gotta be a square peg in a round hole? Why you gotta do anything? If you're sturdy enough to beg. Welcome to my fire sale. Everything must go, including my mind. 'Cause I'm the wrong hero, and my prices are insane. Literally. You can spend $20 and get what you want, or you can give $20 to the wrong hero and avoid a beating. The choice is yours, because America is a land of choice. But you know, you can't make an omelet without scrambling some eggs. And you can't play Hamlet without scrambling some brains. Hi, I'm the wrong hero. I'm based on a true story. But certain details have been changed to fit the dramatic continuity. Just keep telling yourself, it's only a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie. You gotta pick yourself up by your bootstraps. 'Cause you're in the driver's seat. I said it before and I'll say it again. Someday you'll thank me, but it'll be too late. Everything's getting dark. Can't see. This has been The Wrong Hero. I certainly hope you enjoyed this show. And I'd like to talk a little bit about my roommate. My roommate's moving away soon, which in many respects is very sad, and yet at the same time, it's a relief. My roommate is the man who wouldn't stop talking. He's addicted to the sound of his own voice rattling around inside of his empty skull. All he does is talk to himself. And if you happen to be in the room, so much the better. Now, I've had some crazy roommates in the past. Let's see, there was the little farm girl from Maine who started screaming at the oven because she couldn't find a can opener at 6 in the morning. Then there was the crazy guy whose mother was very high up in the United States government. And he had this piercing, annoying laugh. And he seemed to think that he knew everything. And he had a sense of entitlement only second to God's. And when he was at Harvard, he set his dorm room on fire so he wouldn't have to take his exams. And that's how he ended up moving up in here. Yeah, we've had lots of roommates that were kind of off the wall. Who else could you get to live in this dump, huh? But my current roommate really topped them all. Oh, I'm not saying that the guy who lived here when I first moved in wasn't a real peacherino. Oh, he was this anal compulsive guy who was actually gay. And he worked for this bill collecting firm. And eventually, the other three of us drove him out. And that's when we got the government guy. Oh, there's a whole litany of complaints that I have about the people who've lived here. But the guy who's moving out now, I'll tell you, where can I start? Well, first of all, did I say he talked? Well, it wouldn't be so bad if he talked out of some psychic need to be listened to. That you could understand. At least then, you wouldn't have to respond. But no. This guy talked as though you were competing against you. He was a psychic boxer. All he would do is talk and talk and talk. If you asked him what time it was, he would tell you how a clock was put together. That's just the kind of fellow he was. He talked as though he were Muhammad and you were his humble disciple. He talked as though he knew everybody important in the entire world. He talked as though he knew all the answers to everything. He talked as though he were an anteater and you were the ant. He talked as though he were some gigantic cetacean and you were photoplankton and he was sucking in through his cetaceous mouth. And it wasn't though he wanted to talk about anything that you wanted to talk about. Oh no. He always had to dictate the agenda, which he did with a self-assurance that that would put Cyrano de Bergerac to shame. He was the Don Quixote of talk. He would tilt at your uncomprehending and bewildered windmill on every possible occasion. That's the kind of talker he was. He was the last of the old-time talkers. For him, conversation wasn't simply give and take. It was verbal pyrotechnics at which only he was permitted to excel. Yeah, he had the solutions to all problems except his own. Now, tell me, how can you possibly put up with a person like that for more than 5 minutes at a stretch? But he talked as long as I'm going to talk to you. Just to give you an idea of how wearing this type of talking can be. Have you ever known a fellow like this? Smug, self-assured, so in tune with himself and so out of tune with everybody else that the music of the spheres was converted into utter discord every time he opened his mouth. Yeah, he was all talk. And it wasn't so bad that he liked to talk, or lecture, if you will, or engage in monologues with you, the passive, surly beast, which it was his duty to admonish and jolly along, in turn, infinitely patronizing, condescending, totally unable to read body language, except in the most extreme circumstances. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if his friends were in some way different from him, but they weren't. Oh, they didn't talk as much as he did. But with their condescending smirks, they pretty much delivered the same message. I'm great. You're nothing. Nobody. Ah, see? That's exactly what I mean. If it's him who's talking, well, you have to be all ears, but if anybody else has something to say, well, forget it. It's not worth listening to. Because nobody had anything to say but him. Oh, he'd throw in a dirty joke every now and then just to liven up the pace. But if you so much as tried to interrupt, 9 times out of 10 he would assure you that you didn't know what you were talking about. Oh, and his friends. Well, when they weren't merely condescending, they were getting drunk and knocking over all your stuff. It was like living in a zoo in which you were the only animal in a cage. And all the other animals, from the long-necked giraffe who looked down on everything, to the burly elephant who trampled over all in its path, to the smirking hyena, to the clever, digitally oriented monkey, all the animals were outside the cage, looking in at you. Hi, let me remind you, I'm the wrong hero. Oh, what's this we have here? See what I mean? Now, it was okay for him to talk and talk and talk, but he never listened to you. And indeed, why should he? He knew all there was to know. Oh, occasionally he would ask your advice under pretext that there was actually something that he didn't know. But it was just so he could make you feel a part of his world, which, if you were lucky enough, someday, through assiduous study and contemplation of his ways, you may perhaps enter or be permitted to do so. Well, if he knew half as much as he thought he would, history would never forget his name. If he was half as intelligent as he was self-assured, he would probably be in a league with Marilyn Beauce-Savant. But, like so many of his kind, he had no understanding that other people had separate and distinct lives. Lives which, in their own puny ways, they perhaps might have wanted to use to engage in activities that were enriching to them and not merely adjuncts for his extended one-person dialogues. Oh, but let me see, what else? Well, he had this sort of relentless optimism, which, in fact, was a deep-dyed pessimism, although perhaps he didn't realize it. He had this sort of dyed-in-the-wool didacticism, which was as painfully irritating as it was profoundly disturbing, revealing as it did a profound disattachment to everything other than himself. Some people change every 7 years, but the one inalterable fact, as inalterable as fixity itself, was that he never changed. He had the strongest will known to man since Winston Churchill. And if he didn't get his way, he would carry on an emotional guerrilla warfare. He never could understand why people would withdraw when he opened his mouth, when the cat would jump up on the highest windowsill and the dog would skulk out the door, whenever he prized open his yap. No, he was long on talk, but very short on understanding. A mile wide and an inch deep. Just like the River Platte. And again, it wouldn't be so bad if he were simply this way and didn't put you on the spot by asking you why people didn't like him, obliging you to answer him, at which point, when you would answer him, He would argue with you as though he merely wanted you to present an opposition argument so he could knock it down. Well, you know what they say. If you're talking, you ain't learning. I believe Calvin Coolidge expressed it best. You don't have to take back anything you never said. Was that sage man's advice? No, he wasn't Calvin Coolidge. He was more like Hubert Horatio Hornblower Humphrey. He was like the alcoholic in the joke who, on a dare, drank the contents of a spittoon, and when asked why he drank the entire thing, said, "I wanted to stop, but it was all in one piece." To him, cutting off his conversation in midstream to listen to somebody else's input was like being woken from a very pleasant dream, done only with the most extreme reluctance. Well, there's going to be some changes made. Because there's no movement without change, and no change without stress. Yes, he was the epitome of Mr. Know-All. Knows all, sees all, understands nothing. A walking travelogue of his own life and works. Yes, it has been most truly said by a man who refers to himself as H.B. Galat that knowing is the antithesis of learning. And in that way, we were most antithetical. I would be sitting there doing my other full-time job, which you are watching the fruits of, but he just wouldn't understand. No matter how many times I tried to tell him that I was at work. Well, no matter. For such a kind man, he was a verbal bully. For such a humble man, he was an arrogant SOB. For such an intelligent man, he was intellectually third rate. This is a man who makes H. Ross Perot look like Shrinking Violet. This is a man who makes J.P. Morgan look like Mahatma Gandhi. Now, don't get me wrong, even though I'm the wrong hero, we were friends insofar as it's possible to be friends with the wrong hero. But now let me get this straight. How is it possible to truly be friends with somebody who never stops talking? Who does good deeds and constantly reminds you of them? Who, having no experience in the details of your life which have brought you to the point at which you are, presumes to offer meddlesome advice by pointing to the inspiring example of others who, he presumes, have had similar experiences to yours, from whose example, he presumes, you could presumably profit. This is what it was like being in the middle of a gigantic Moroccan souk with imploring beggars constantly clutching at your ragged sleeves, asking for a dinar or a dollar or a Deutschmark or a franc or a lira or a ruble or a li. He was an intellectual compost heap. A rubbish bucket of intellect in which the pieces were indiscriminately strewn. And yet, to his mind, his was a monument to great thinkers everywhere. A sepulcher gilded on the inside and out. Even the smallest visual cue would touch him off onto an extended, rambling monologue. Walk down the street and see the tail fin of a 1958 Caddy? Why, then you'd be subjected to a monologue on Raymond Loewy. He had all the fashionable opinions. He fit into any world in which he found himself as neatly as a hand in a kid glove. Not an angry man, not a violent man, not an aggressive man, except when it came to holding a rational conversation. It has been said that 98% of all conversation is essentially meaningless, but the 2% which was not was probably due entirely to his example. In other words, out of 4 billion people, he accounted for the 2% of conversation which did in fact have some content, howsoever divorced from anything you would like to hear. It has
been truly said that some people have diarrhea of the mouth. But there is no verbal kaopectate in all the world round that could suppress this continuous flow of verbiage which emanated from his orifice. Oh, hi, I'm the wrong hero. Mighty glad I was able to get all that off my chest. Right now you're probably thinking that I'm a pretty tedious and effusive fellow myself. Well, it's okay. This has done wonders for me. For once, I actually got to talk without being interrupted even once. For which I am most heartily grateful. I've said it before and I've said it again. Everything on earth to me is a novelty. I am a simple-minded alien, estranged from the modern world. I have no use for your rational scientific systems. To me, they are the fanatic superstitions of 10th century peasants intent upon burning heretics as witches. It is for that reason that I cannot abide the rational man. For I am intuitive. I see what is behind something rather than what it purports to be. And this is a question you can ask yourself the next time you have doubts about something. Ask yourself this quick, simple question. What is behind it? In fact, as you look at me, you might ask yourself, what is behind the mask? I fear I cannot enlighten you at this time, but someday soon, I may reveal to you more than you're willing to know. But here's something you ought to know. When people say you're dynamic, they usually mean that you're hyper. When they say you have a hearty appetite, they're usually saying that you're a glutton. When they say that a woman is doll-like, they usually mean she's shrimpy. And protocol means rules of war.